Welcome to a deep dive that honestly promises to maybe transform the often daunting journey of language learning into something clearer, more confident. Today, we're unpacking some really insightful source material. It's excerpts from Everyday English, Essential Phrases for Beginners. And our mission here, it's to go beyond just what phrases you should learn. We really want to extract the surprising philosophy that seems to be woven through these simple sources. We'll look at how beginners can build a really solid foundation for English speaking and listening, moving from that initial nervousness to hopefully a more natural fluency.
Yeah, and what's really compelling about this material, I think, isn't just the practical tips. Those are great. It's this fundamental truth they focus on. Fluency isn't really about talking fast. It's more about understanding, comfort, and real confidence. So we'll explore how this approach, which might seem a bit counterintuitive, provides a calming and effective way to practice, guiding you slowly, naturally, kind of like a real conversation unfolds.
Okay, let's unpack that core idea right away then. The source states, I'm quoting here, "The focus is not on speed, it's on understanding, comfort, and fluency." Now that feels almost backward compared to what a lot of learners might expect, right? And we often think speed equals skill. So is the source saying that by deliberately slowing down, you actually speed up your progress overall? How does that work?
That's exactly the fascinating part we're digging into. So many learners equate speaking quickly with being fluent, but that often just leads to anxiety, doesn't it? And hesitation, maybe even errors, getting stuck because you're rushing past the basics. So the source's kind of quiet revolution here is recognizing that your brain needs time. It needs time to build those new language pathways by focusing on comfort, on clear, deliberate repetition. You're not just memorizing words, you're integrating the language, really integrating it. It's about getting that solid, confident sort of muscle memory for speech before you try the harder stuff. Think of it like a musician learning a new piece. They practice slowly, right? Focusing on each note, each transition.
Instead of just rushing through and messing up.
Exactly. Not rushing and making mistakes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So with that philosophy as our base, where do we start building this foundation? The source jumps right into the most common interactions. Greetings. Simple stuff like, "Hi, how are you?" And it replies, "I'm good, thank you. How about you?" And "I'm fine too, thanks." They call these basic, but very useful for pretty much anywhere school work.
Yeah, and these seemingly simple phrases are just absolutely crucial. They really are the cornerstone for everything that comes next. The source advises you to speak them slowly and clearly, and crucially, not to rush. Why? Because, as it says, fluency grows with comfort and repetition. So this isn't just about saying the words. It's about building that basic confidence, that sort of speech rhythm, that muscle memory you need for just effortless daily chat.
Establishing a comfortable rhythm. I like that.
Okay.
So you've got the greeting down confidently. What's the next small step for building rapport and navigating everyday things? The source moves to polite requests. Simple things like, "Can I borrow your pen?" Then the response, "Sure, here you go." And the follow-up, "Thank you so much. And of course, you're welcome." It calls them easy, natural conversations.
And this really highlights the importance of high-frequency vocabulary. Why focus on such simple exchanges? Well, because these little polite moments, they make up the fabric of daily life, don't they? They're useful everywhere. And the advice to repeat them slowly with a calm voice, that's not just about sounding nice. It actually helps you, as the source says, sound more confident and maybe just as importantly, remember them easily.
Yeah.
That deliberate, calm practice, it's key for building real-world conversational skills that feel natural, not forced.
Right, not robotic.
Yeah.
Okay, building on that practicality, the source then walks us through some very common scenarios. Let's say you're in a shop. You need to ask, "How much is this?" The reply, "It's $10. Yeah, then maybe, "Can I pay by card?" "Yes, of course." And ending with, "Thank you. Have a nice day." These are pointed out as being useful in any store.
Exactly. And what's insightful here is how the source immediately puts the learning into context you'll actually encounter right away. Practicing these phrases in a low-stress way helps you sound more confident, partly because it encourages a natural, friendly tone. So it's moving beyond just the words. It's about the whole communication package, isn't it? Tone, maybe body language, the rhythm of the exchange.
It's not just what you say, but how you say it too will get what you need.
Precisely.
Okay, so from shopping, we shift to something very personal. Daily life, routines. The source gives examples like, "I wake up at 7 a.m., then I take a shower, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I come home around 6 p.m. And the really key advice here seems to be Try saying your own routine in English.
No, that's a brilliant step for you as a learner. Absolutely brilliant. Why? Because personalizing the practice helps build strong speaking habits. It connects the language directly to your life, your experience. Your brain just makes stronger connections, more meaningful ones, when the language is about your reality.
It makes it stick better than just random sentences.
Way better. It becomes much more memorable, more relevant. It's like self-expression right from the get-go.
Okay. And then something absolutely fundamental for meeting anyone new, common questions and answers for introductions. What's your name? My name is Emma. Where are you from? I'm from India. How old are you? I'm 25 years old. The source calls these simple but important and great for introductions and small talk.
And they really are, aren't they? These basic questions are like the universal keys to starting countless interactions, conversational anchors maybe. The source suggests you should repeat them often to improve your flow. It's really emphasizing that consistent, deliberate practice is the most direct way to get to that natural, unhesitating kind of speech. Once these core exchanges feel automatic, you free up your brain space, right? To focus more on listening and actually understanding the other person.
That makes sense. Less mental energy spent on just forming the basic question. So moving past introductions, the source gets into the nitty-gritty of managing your day. Things like time and schedules. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Or when is lunch? Lunch is at 1 p.m. Maybe. Do you work tomorrow? Yes, I do. These are flagged as great for planning your day.
Yeah, and time phrases are, well, they're undeniably very common in conversation. They underpin almost every plan you make, every bit of coordination. So the advice to practice until they feel easy to say, that's crucial for just seamlessly navigating your day in English. It shows how even these small, specific phrases add up. They really contribute to your overall functional fluency, your ability to just manage your life in English.
Okay, and then something unavoidable these days. Phone conversations. Simple phrases like, hello, this is Jake speaking. Hi, Jake, this is Emma. Can I call you back later? Sure, no problem. Talk to you soon. The source describes these as helpful for short calls.
And what's particularly interesting here, I think, is the focus on tone and pronunciation. It urges you to keep it natural and easy.
Right.
So again, it's not just about knowing the words, it's about understanding the delivery, the rhythm, the intonation that makes a phone call sound, well, authentic.
Not like you're reading from a script.
Exactly. This is where beginners really start sounding more fluent, not just knowing the words, but knowing how to deliver them with the right nuance for that situation. It's the difference between just reciting and actually conversing.
Yeah, huge difference. And maybe most important for actually connecting with people, the source includes phrases for asking how someone feels. Things like, how are you feeling today? I'm a little tired. Or maybe asking, do you need to rest? Yes, maybe for a while. And offering support. I hope you feel better soon. The source calls these kind, caring phrases.
And this brings up a really fascinating point, doesn't it? About the role of emotion in learning a language. The source actually states it clearly. Fluency also means speaking with emotion. So practicing phrases like these and using the suggested tone-like speaking softly and kindly isn't just about adding vocabulary. It actively helps you deepen your ability to connect with people on a human level. It's teaching you to infuse your words with genuine feeling.
Which feels like quite an advanced skill, even though it's presented simply here.
It really is. It's embedding empathy into the language practice itself.
Okay, next, the deep dive takes us out into the wider world. Starting with helpful travel phrases, things that give you independence, like, where's the nearest bus stop? It's just around the corner. Or, how long does it take to get there? About 10 minutes. Maybe, do I need a ticket? Yes, you can buy one at the station. And these are presented as being useful in any city.
Absolutely crucial stuff. These phrases immediately give you agency, control in an unfamiliar place. And the advice to repeat each phrase 2 times, and also use your own examples too, that's active learning. It uses a bit of spaced repetition, helps make the word stick tree. It's like practical scaffolding that gets you ready for real travel moments, turning potentially anxious situations into chances for confident communication.
Okay, from finding your way around, we move to something universal. Food and meals, a very relatable topic. The source offers simple but really fundamental exchanges. What do you want to eat? I feel like having pizza. That sounds great. Let's order one. Or, do you want anything to drink? Maybe some juice. The source just labels these normal daily questions.
And they really are the bread and butter of, well, social eating and just getting your basic needs met. And the encouragement here to say them with a relaxed tone, and importantly, don't worry about being perfect, that directly ties back to the core philosophy we started with.
Right, the focus on comfort over perfection.
Exactly. Practice and enjoyment lead to flow. At this beginner stage, this sort of good enough approach to grammar prioritizes getting your meaning across, communicative competence over flawless accuracy. And that's a huge confidence builder.
Definitely. Okay, and then the ultimate small talk champion works in almost any culture. Talking about the weather. It's sunny today. Yes, the sky is clear. Maybe asking, do you like rainy days? Only when I can stay inside. Or noticing, it's cold this morning. I need a jacket. The source confirms, yeah, these are great for small talk.
And linking this to the bigger picture, mastering these little small talk phrases is just vital for breaking the ice, right? For starting those casual chats in so many situations, practicing them so they sound clear and natural makes these super common interactions feel, well, effortless. It reduces that mental load, allows you to just engage more freely with people you've just met. It's about building comfort in those less structured conversations.
Getting comfortable with the basics of just chatting. Okay. Now, the source encourages moving into expressing deeper personal things, starting with emotions. Gives a range. I'm happy today. I'm feeling a bit sad. Reacting. That movie was funny. Expressing worry. I'm nervous about the test. Or excitement. I'm excited for the trip. It says these words help express how you feel. Pretty straightforward.
But what's really fascinating here is the guidance that comes with it. Speak them with matching emotion and even try acting them out while practicing.
Acting them out. That's interesting.
This isn't just about learning words anymore. It's almost like embodied cognition. By physically and emotionally engaging with the phrases, you bring real feeling to your language. It makes the learning process not just simple and enjoyable, as the source says, but also deeply memorable, really effective. It fuses the language with actual human experience.
Merging the words and the feelings. Okay. Next up, a great way to connect and learn about others. Talking about hobbies. Questions like, what do you like to do? And answers. I enjoy reading books. I like listening to music. Asking back, do you play any sports? Yes, I play football. These are described naturally as great for getting to know someone.
And again, the advice to use your own answers to practice too. That's such a powerful, personalized learning strategy. It shifts you from just passively understanding to actively practicing with your own information. By linking the language to your actual interests, your experiences, you build real conversation skills that are immediately useful and, frankly, more motivating to learn.
Right, because it's about you. Okay, and then for those times when maybe you're not feeling 100%, the source covers basic health phrases. I have a headache. Offering advice, you should rest. Stating, I feel tired today. Suggesting, drink some water and relax. Asking, do you need to see a doctor? Not now, I just need sleep.
Yeah, these are obviously useful when you're not feeling well. But the source's emphasis on speaking them gently and clearly, that highlights how tone isn't just like a side effect of how you feel. Tone is a tool for communication itself. It teaches you how to show concern or offer comfort.
That's a subtle but really important aspect of real communication, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's about communicating not just the factual problem, but the feeling around it, the empathy.
Okay, and finally in this section, we get to these really powerful phrases of encouragement. Things like, you're doing great, keep going, don't stop. You can do it, just try your best. Even, I believe in you. The source calls these powerful and supportive.
And this brings up a really important point about the whole context of language learning, doesn't it? It's not just about the words you say to others, but also about fostering that positive mindset for yourself and maybe for learning partners too. As the source says, motivation is part of daily English too. Mooches. So practicing these phrases with energy and kindness actually helps reinforce a growth mindset. And that's critical for sticking with any big learning challenge, especially something like language.
Keeping yourself going, yeah, that's key. All right, let's wrap up our tour of practical scenarios with asking for directions. Excuse me, where's the library? It's across the street. Is it far from here? No, just a 5-minute walk. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. Highlighted as great when you're in a new place.
And what's so impactful here is how these phrases just immediately give you that practical agency, that ability to act in a new place. The advice to speak each line slowly and confidently and repeat them a few times for better memory, that directly helps you, as the source puts it, sound more fluent already. So it's not just about memorizing how to get to the library, it's about building the confidence to actually start and manage that brief conversation with a stranger in real life.
Taking that step.
No.
Okay. And lastly, a super common and useful setting for any beginner. Restaurant conversations. Can I see the menu, please? What would you like to order? I'll have the pasta. Would you like anything to drink? Just water, thank you. and from the staff, your food will be ready soon.
Yeah, connecting this back to the big picture, these phrases are definitely useful in any restaurant. They're perfect examples of how these little conversations build confidence, and the source actually encourages you to use them next time you go out. It's turning that practice into immediate, tangible, real-life application.
Getting out there and trying it.
Exactly, and that immediate reinforcement, that's incredibly motivating. It really speeds up the whole learning process.
Wow, what an incredible deep dive into really foundational English for beginners. It seems clearer than ever that, true fluency isn't just about speaking perfectly or super fast. It's more about using simple, clear English every day. But with genuine confidence, real comfort. The sources just keep emphasizing that every single line you practice gets you closer to that goal.
Absolutely. I think the key takeaways really are consistency and repetition, but aimed at achieving that natural comfort. Your brain physically adapts, gets faster, your pronunciation gets clearer, and even, as the source notes, just 5 minutes of practice helps. It's really about integrating English into your daily routine, embracing the journey, and crucially, not worrying too much about small mistakes. Just keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Every word is a step. And these phrases, practice the way the source suggests. They really empower you for actual life. From just casual small talk to asking important questions or getting your needs met. And the sources consistently emphasize speaking with feeling, acting out emotions sometimes, using a natural, friendly tone.
Which leads to a really profound final thought for you, the listener, to consider. What if language learning isn't solely about mastering words and grammar rules? What if it's also fundamentally about embodying the feeling and the intention behind those words? Could actively practicing phrases with their matching emotions and tones, like this source so powerfully suggests, unlock not just linguistic fluency, but maybe a deeper, more intuitive, almost emotional connection to the language itself? How might embracing that kind of integrated approach fundamentally shift your entire learning journey and maybe even your relationship with English?